This is Brian Terrian from the Disability Digest, and you are about to listen to an excerpt from an interview with attorney James Mitchell Brown, a disability expert who has been practicing Social Security disability law for over 40 years. In this segment of the interview, you'll learn 3 important things that will help you keep your benefits, and if you're not approved, you want to know about this so when you're approved, you can keep your benefits. You'll understand the number 1 thing that you need to do to keep your benefits. You'll also learn how much information you should provide to Social Security, like is there such thing as too much or too little. And he gives some insight as to why 90% of disability applicants and those going through the CDR process now hire legal help, an attorney. So I hope you enjoy this. If you are a member here at the Disability Digest, excuse my assistant Ika, you will receive the full interview, including the 10 tips to keep your benefits and how to fill out the form. And if you're not a member, we encourage you to join us, register, fill out your evaluation, which will be somewhere around this video, and then we will put you in line to receive this information. Make it a great day. Enjoy these 3 tips. Thank you.
And when I started representing people, 8% of the people trying to get disability hired a representative. Today, it's close to 90%. And yet they're paying the same amount of people. They're just putting people through hell before they let them get it.
Yeah.
And they're making them go through another hell to keep their benefit that they deserve.
What is it that people can do, Jim? You mentioned going to the doctors and that about preventative maintenance, like, putting gas in your car and getting the oil change. What can people do? Somebody that's on benefits to make sure that they do the very best they can to maximize their chances of being successful at a review and keeping them.
The people doing the reviews have a quota of how many cases they have to do per week. I tell every client whose case I win to have a notebook. I send my clients the notebook with the instructions. And in it, write down the date and the name of the doctor every time you go to a doctor. I tell my clients to be totally thorough. Every doctor you see for anything, whether it's your dentist, an urgent care visit, write down the date and a detailed description every time you have a bad day. It was hard for me to get out of bed this morning. My back hurt so bad. My knee was terrible. I couldn't wait till I took my medicine, and that made me so tired that I just sat in a chair for 3 hours. But make it detailed each bad day. It's hard to do that. It's hard to dwell on your bad days, but you need to do that. A contemporaneous description of what went on. And you write the date and the name of the medicine every time you get a new prescription. When you get this review letter, you're going to fill the form out, and then you're going to copy this diary and send it to them. If you send them a 50 or 100-page handwritten diary, they don't have time to read it. They'd get fired if they read things like that. It takes too long. So they're going to look at all this. One of the questions is, how often do you go to the doctor?
Yeah.
If you write, see diary, they can't wade through that. They're just going to look at it, see there's a couple doctor's appointments and a lot of patients.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, I can't do this. This person's still disabled. And they go to the next claim. If you give them a lot, I joke about it as being the legal weight of the evidence. The more papers you give them, the more pounds of paper you give them, the more likely you are to keep your benefits.
Okay. That sounds pretty simple. So document it, keep some type of a journal. There's a lot of easy ways that we teach people to do it, like online. Just use a Google Doc. You can enter it in, or you could do the handwritten process. That's great.